right, so yeah, it's pretty surreal being here, guys. While I actually remember just 11 years ago, being in your same exact seats. But I'd like to, well, thank you first of all to Eller College for inviting me out here. This is really exciting. You hear me? All right, there we go. So raise your hands if you want the secret sauce to making millions, getting straight A's, and possibly meeting the love of your life over the next 3 years. Anyone? Awesome. I can't help you there. But what I will do is share some words with you that I wish I would have heard 11 years ago when I was sitting in your same exact seat. Sound good? I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna share 3 stories. Library, we'll go with that. There was no corresponding improvements to my grades. But I did dream of getting to Eller and the McGuire program. From the age of 13, I always wanted to become an entrepreneur and graduate from the McGuire program. But yeah, the minimum GPA requirements were a little higher than I had. I had a laughably low 2.9 GPA. It seemed a little unrealistic. It seemed like the doors were closed on me. It seemed like I was destined for mediocrity. But I was stubborn, and I refused to let go. So when I was here my sophomore year, I went to the director of entrepreneurship at the time, and I asked her, do you have an entrepreneurship club on campus? She's like, I've seen this before. A lot of people have tried, nothing came of it. I found my window. So I went down the hall, and I tapped Jim Jindrick's shoulder. He's an entrepreneur in residence. Actually, 27 years, I think he transferred somewhere else on campus. But he's probably the nicest person in the world. And I asked him to be our advisor. He said, yeah, sure. So to raise club funding, my friend and I, we darted down to Costco, got these boxes of Otter Pops. They cost 3 cents a piece, and then ended up selling them on the mall for 25 cents. And we tried to do everything to get the word out there. We got professors to send emails to their listservs, put up signs, just getting anyone remotely interested in entrepreneurship into the same room. So here it was, 3 months later, we're in the Sonora room, like right over here. You guys probably know of it. I didn't know if anyone was going to show up. But what ended up happening is 50 to 60 people poured through the room, filled the chairs, lined the walls. It was surreal. It was like my first venture was actually working. So from there, that was enough to actually squeeze me into Eller with a 2.9 GPA. And then, but admittance into the McGuire program, that was going to be quite the hurdle, and that was right around the corner. So a year went by. Jim Jindrick, he saw how successful the club had been. He's like, Sean, come to my office. And he said, Sean, I see what you can do. I can see the entrepreneur in you. However, I've never seen a worse GPA in my life from anyone that has ever tried to apply to the entrepreneurship program. He's like, but I'm gonna stick my neck out there. But Sean, make me proud. And that was an incredible moment. I was floored. Everything that vision of creating the club, it actually worked. So I went ahead and leaped through the window, and that would not be the last time I had to find the window when I saw the closed door. It happened again when raising funding for No Call, my first company. It happened again when my board of directors tried to block the deal when we were trying to sell the company. It happened again just 2 years ago when we had to pivot our current company into what it is today. The doors will close on you, but I found a way every single time. So you all may have been able to waltz in here and into the Eller doors, but if it hasn't happened already, you will get told no. The door will be shut on you. And if you want it badly enough, look for the window. You'll always find one if you look hard enough. Okay, Eller admitted me against all better judgment. I'm nervous. and I know it's gonna be a ton of work. But I'm ambitious, almost too ambitious. I stretch myself too thin on a lot of things. And I went ahead and, well, I also like to get my money's worth, so I triple majored. Finance, entrepreneurship, marketing. I was over my head. And I set myself up for failure. I remember being in accounting 400C. Has anyone taken that class this semester? Respect. Like, that's a tough class. But I remember looking up at that whiteboard 5 weeks in, not understanding a single thing. It was so scary. I was in panic. But I persisted through the semester and ended up getting a big fat F. But this was one of the biggest wake-up calls, and one of the best wake-up calls I could have asked for. Because what it allowed me to do was prioritize and refocus my energy on the things that counted. I dropped my finance major, dropped my fraternity. I focused on entrepreneurship and marketing, the things I actually loved, and the things I was good at. So fast forward, Burger Auditorium, I'd worked on the business plan, the 12-month business plan with the entrepreneurship course. And I'm there, and I remember Carl Eller, he's a judge. My mom's in the audience. She knows how much it means to me. The night before the Burger Auditorium, I just rehearsed over and over and over again for 3 hours in the dark. And then I'm here, and there's just loads of people in the audience. We get through the finals, and then they start saying the awards, third, second. When they said we got first place, that was the ultimate validation, just a tsunami worth of just emotions hit me. And it was just an incredible feeling. And it never would have happened without focus, teamwork, harnessing energy, and knowing what's important to you. Now when I do interviews, I don't ask about GPA, and I hope none of the people you eventually work for do as well. They probably will. I ask what people's superhero power is. I ask what they're the best in the world at. Because you can't be the best in the world at something, you can't have a superhero power if you're trying to be the best in the world at everything. That was a lesson. So some of you will fail Accounting 400C. I'm sorry, it's the way they designed the course. All of you will fail at something in life, and probably multiple times in your career. When you do, it's the opportunity to reassess and decide if you're focusing on the right things. Know why you're here. It's not to be the best at everything. It is to figure out what you want to accomplish and organize your energy around that. It is to figure out where you excel and focus relentlessly on that, so you can surround yourself with people that are great at the things you suck at and complement your skill set. And that's what you're doing right now, just here at these tables. You're doing mixes. Learn, what are you the best at? What are they the best at? So you can really complement yourselves over the next 2 years. October 17th, 2017. October 17th, 2007. I was a lingering graduate, and I had made the ILC my office. I didn't have a job. I was intent on starting my own business. So I went ahead and just started, working out of there 8 to 7 o'clock every night, just trying to figure out what I wanted to do next. And then one evening, one randomly, Justin Miller, one of my old Eller classmates and entrepreneurship club members, comes waltzing through the door. The ILC, right where that ramp is, you know where it is? That's where we were. And what I thought would be a 30-second, just catch up encounter, it turned into an hour-long meeting when he says, "Sean, how do we throw notes online?" I was like, whoa. So notehall.com was born that day. We ended up passing the business plan by Jim, launching here on campus for a year, then ended up hiring 8 students, scaling to 86 universities, 400,000 users over the next 3.5 years, and eventually selling it to Chegg just shy of $10 million. I rewarded myself by going to Switzerland, Interlaken, doing all these extreme sports that I never could be able to afford before. Yeah, travel, I always like to reward myself with accomplishments. That's what I just took off for 10 days, and Chegg was like, where are you, Sean? But I ended up working Chegg for about 18 months. We both did. That's Justin right there. Actually, that's the team, Fetty, yeah, Justin and I. But 24 months later, Justin and I, we were at a friend's wedding in Dallas. And somewhere between the vows and the wedding reception, the light bulb struck again. We asked ourselves, why aren't we renting our apartments on Airbnb in San Francisco? And that was 5 years ago. All right. The relationships I developed at Eller and the Entrepreneurship Club are by far the best investments that I've ever made professionally. They are the reason that I've been fortunate enough to create 2 impactful companies and work side by side with some of the most talented people. Side by side with some of the most talented people. Eller has done the work of vetting everyone in this room, and they surrounded you with talented, driven folks that you're sitting with right now. So now it's your turn to interact, grab coffees, grab beers, ask people questions. What are your challenges? What are your goals? Like, what do you want to do in life? Ask them the tough questions, because those are really going to be the relationships that are going to branch and blossom into experience and opportunities that you can't even imagine today. So one more time. When the door is closed, look for the window. Focus on what matters and forget everything else. Invest in the people sitting next to you. I can say if you follow these things, you'll set yourself up for the kind of success that goes way beyond a fancy degree. Now you could just say, nice Tony Robbins speech, get off the stage, let's part ways. However, I came here with the goal of speaking to the most successful Eller cohort to ever graduate. How does that sound? Yeah? Okay, good. All right, so with that in mind, now that we've begun a relationship, I'd like to get you the opportunity to get comfortable with holding each other accountable. And I have one more quick story with that. If you don't know Jim Jendrick, I've name dropped him a few times here. He was a big influence on me. He's the one that not only was our club advisor, but he also stuck his neck out there, and he showed me what it meant to be accountable. When he said, make me proud, Sean. In class, Jim used to tell his students, when you make your first million, all I ask is you send my wife and me out to Paris. He said this all the time. He was the model of accountability for me, and I want to be accountable to him. When I reached out to him to tell him I was ready to send him to Paris, he said, Sean, let's just go to a nice French restaurant in Tucson. But he's not getting off that easy. We're meeting up tonight, and I haven't told him, but he better make a room on his calendar because him and his wife are going to Paris. Yes. And so in the same way, Jendrick showed me the value of being accountable. I want to extend you the same offer and practice holding each other accountable. Because there's nothing like quite saying your goals out loud, kicking ass, and completing them. So I'll go first. Here are the goals I want to complete over the next 21 months before your graduation. I want to grow Pillow from 20,000 units to 250,000 units across 3 countries. It's supposed to say, I'll travel to Antarctica, and I want to play, I even hacked this, Vivella, Bianche, Ludovico, and Nati. It's an amazing song on the piano. But these are the 3 things that I want to do. And if you dare, in the next couple weeks, hit me up, send me an email with your metric-based goals, metric-based, with your name, bear it down, your graduation date on it. And let's check in, all right? Thank you, bear down, suit up, and